Adaptive expectations, that the piece that I'm working on for figure 3 is a piece that's sort of slowly evolving from sort of residencies and projects I've done earlier last year to a big show I'm having as part of Glasgow International. So this is very much an opportunity to test it out and to see how the materials react and how the audience reacts ahead of incorporating it into a bigger show. The piece consists of new paperwork which is suspended from the ceiling, which is made from the newsprint used for the Financial Times newspaper. And to that I've just done a very slight intervention, which is to sort of fringe the edges using a shredder, so that now it has a sort of reference to maybe a flying carpet. The hint of that meaning is it's sort of aspirational and otherworldly and sort of to do with fantasy. So I choose my materials very carefully because they've got specific meanings associated with them. And I try and make my adaptation of the material quite slight, but that it will bring a sort of new meaning to it. So along with that piece, I've got a floor installation, which is made from concrete casts of food containers, disposable food containers. And to me, they have the look of cobblestones, but also the sort of rectangular form with the rounded edges is quite associative of technology, mobile phones, tablets, that kind of thing. I'm sort of trying to suggest areas that are relevant today, but using quite an antiquated form of a kind of cobbled street. But also the reason why I've chosen that material is because when you walk on it, it sort of cracks and gives way under your foot, or certainly the way I've made it. So I'm hoping that will give the viewer a physical experience of sort of precarity and unstableness. So the idea of having something suspended above your head that instantly gives you a sense that it might fall easily, or there's a sort of interplay between the lightness of paper versus the sort of cracking of concrete under your foot. So the sort of destruction that's inherent in the experience of the work goes hand in hand with the concept.
We're Dathurst, and we're an artist conglomerate and expanded form magazine. We produce a magazine each year, annual issue, and we put on live events as well and parties. We work with a roster of artists internationally, and a mixture of kind of friends and amateurs and real proper artists.
We applied for figure 3 because Newcastle is our favourite city in the United Kingdom.
But it seemed like a good opportunity to put into practice in the live domain what we were doing in the magazine, and to work with a whole group of people, some of which we've worked with before, in making a kind of collaborative space in the gallery, and to set up a live stream where anything could go throughout the whole week. Working with some painters and working with some performance artists and some video makers, putting together the kind of ultimate group show, the best group show ever.
So we have different performances and interviews happening every day, some live, some over Skype. So we'll be interviewing New York-based Canadian artist Chloe Wise via the internet from Geneva, which will be fun. And we're also having performances from Richard Seaholm and Godai Sahara, who will be doing a very thirsty performance where he turns water into wine, just like JC.
And then throughout other days we've got interviews with a whole mixture of artists, quite a lot of them American-based, because that's our other spiritual home, other than Tyneside. And other performances we've got going on, and interviews with your local MP, Chionwara. Who else have we got?
We have people who say they're coming who haven't confirmed yet.
Yeah.
Which is part of the surprise, so it's very exciting.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. It's live broadcast.
We've got our Wheel of Fortune in development currently, and we're going to be spinning that and enacting all sorts of pain and pleasure on random passers-by. These are very tough times, and it's important that we all just sit back and relax a bit, and get away from the pain of existence, with a bit of light-hearted entertainment from your good pals Dathurst and our chums.
Yeah, we basically saw this as an opportunity to run away from our problems, and we hope that everyone can run away with us.